But yeah, I think it's kind of unrealistic to really want too much from GTA 5 before 6 could. I don't know if they're full steam ahead, but I think the extreme large majority of the dev team is, you know... I think GTA Online probably at this point is a skeleton crew. I don't know. I don't know if it is a skeleton crew, but it's definitely not, you know, the priority anymore. It's one of those, like, we're kind of still maintaining it type of thing, you know? I think the thing to import, and this is kind of like a sad reality about GTA Online right now, is that you're gonna get 2 updates a year. The last update is obviously gonna depend on when 6 actually launches. But realistically speaking, you have 3 more GTA Online updates coming. How good they're gonna be, I don't know. December DLC might be the very last one, but Rockstar saying, all right, this is the last big update. Good luck. You get to enjoy this game for another 1.5 years. I mean, my main thing, you know, I mean, I've said it too many times at this point, but, you know, from a content creation perspective, for me personally, I struggled. For a little while, I was motivated to do like tier 4 challenges, but it's just crazy how much GTA Online offers into the game. But at the same time, we've done it all so many times. Look, there's no denying about the fact that GTA Online arguably is one of the most impressive games that is on the market, and it's a reason why it is as popular as it is. Because there's genuinely something for everyone, right? If you wanted to, you would never ever get bored of the game, right? But for me personally, right, I kind of look for a little bit more in games, right? I look for a challenge. I look for something to chase after, right? Which this game doesn't have for me. I use it as an example quite often because it's a game that I'm pretty passionate about and I genuinely just enjoy it. But like what we were doing in the afternoon, like in the second half of the afternoon stream, doing that Pantheon stuff where, you know, the odds are stacked against you. You got minus, you had like 20 power levels which would below the content that you're playing, right? You have to think about how do you defeat the boss and, you know, like what kind of modifications. So obviously this is way deeper than GTA Online would ever be, but there is a challenge, right? There's challenges there. Where if I were to go and do survivals, right? I kind of just have to cheese it because the difficulty in survivals just comes down to just being beamed within literal milliseconds if you stick your head out. And like if you look at games like Fortnite and that sort of stuff, right, there's still always kind of like something different going on in terms of weaponry and stuff like that. Whereas in GTA Online, that's simply not the case. And I think in a way that's kind of also the curse of the game itself because of the time period it launched in, and whereas current live service games are at, you're kind of stuck at the fact that GTA Online just probably doesn't really have much room to really try new things because it's done so many things already. Every game is going to get stale at some point, and that's natural and that's fine. Like it also just depends on what you look for in a game, right? Like in GTA Online, you could fire up adversary modes and everything like that. But like I said, for me, if I fire up an adversary mode or I fire up a race or I fire up a deathmatch, public lobbies are not going to offer me a challenge and are not going to kind of like get this nugget in me going on where I'm like, okay, oh nice, I don't have any ammo. There's not really like a nugget or anything like that in the game where I'm like, okay, I truly feel like I'm beating challenge or something, right? Like for example, PAX Standard that we're playing right now, it's like I can go through this pretty blindly, right? Because I've done it so many times before. Heck, I got $50 million by doing the tier 4 challenge. That was enjoyable because, like, you know, I learned a few new things about PAX Standard and I can do a better job and whatnot. And highs generally are still pretty darn fun. But in the general gameplay aspect of things, like I've seen it all, I've done it all so many times. And when a new DLC comes out, like I can figure out pretty quickly, you know, how everything ticks basically. So for a player like myself, and I'm sure many others, you kind of run into this thing where like the game is not really going to offer me any more challenges or anything interesting and or engaging. So why would I really bother, I guess? But the curse in that regard is that if you're a content creator, you kind of have to find things, and that's where me personally at the moment I'm really struggling with, because it's kind of like, okay, so what do I do exactly? Because like I want to discuss things about the game that I still have a passion for, because as it might, might seem the other opposite direction when I make discussion videos. It's very much like, I want the game to be better, if not GTA 6 to learn from the mistakes that they have made. But there is kind of like this dilemma of where I have said a lot of things about the game already, and either they've been fixed, or it is extremely unlikely that they will get fixed. You're just kind of in this loop of where you have people like this who cannot figure out how to go into an alleyway. Another real reality too is the fact that Rockstar themselves are not inherently making much of an effort to try to keep the game enticing enough for everyone, right? Like, if you look at the event weeks over the last couple of weeks, it goes back to having one adversary mode, like some random free roam thing, and whatever. There's not really like a variety of things that really would go like, oh hey, that's my favorite game mode, or hey, I'll go and check that out, right? I haven't had a chance to check out the community jobs lately, and when I say haven't had a chance, is I haven't had a desire to do so, because when I still bother to check them out, they would just always just irritate me how Rockstar, just kind of has to look further than they are, seemingly doing to find some genuinely great jobs, only to just find some half-baked garbage often enough. I understand that most of these jobs are being added because it just will appeal to the general audience of the game, but there's still some really unique and interesting game modes out there that are seemingly being like, passed on, basically. So what you end up with is a game that is still half and half being supported, basically. That doesn't really like either, because like, to me, if you're gonna do an event week anyways, right, and I've said this so many times and I've done multiple videos on it already, so it's kind of pointless to even like bring it up for a gazillion time, but it rings true every time. Event weeks during moments like we are going through now, where it's super dry and there's no new content on the horizon until maybe sometime in June. Currently, what seemingly is like June 11th, as the entire team has died. You're stuck with a player base that is just gonna see an event week and goes, why would I care about this? I have not even heard of a game mode called Juggernaut, right? They've also seemingly have completely stopped doing triple or like quadruple cash on stuff. GTA Online is in a state right now where money isn't inherently really like something that most people, I would assume, need. And if they do, that there's plenty of ways that don't even require an investment to make said money. The Clock and Bell raid comes to mind. It's going to be a very interesting 1.5 year at the very least until GTA 6 comes out. Because there's something very important to remember as well, guys. Rockstar is Rockstar, and they will most likely delay GTA 6 until 2026. And I'm hoping that that's not the case, but let's look at the history. Should have been rotating cars early on. Not waiting until everyone owns the one that they wanted to. Well, I think that rotating car stuff is also just something that is something to kind of like experiment with, and like something like that, making like, it's kind of like the way that they've done in Red Dead Online with like the limited time clothing, and it's kind of what this is kind of GTA Online's version of that, and I'm sure GTA 6 will have the exact same thing. Here's just hoping that the limited time stuff won't involve cars that are actually on top of its class, because that will generate FOMO and serious balance issues. It will be done when it's done. At worst, you'll get a job and quit when GTA 6 content does you well. Oh yeah, 100%. I don't want to make it seem like that I'm, not fully understanding the fact that the job that I have, has longevity in that regards. I see my analytics, I see my channel, I know. And by all means, me saying that doesn't want me to make everyone think like, oh my god, please feel sorry for me. It's just a reality, and if that means that I have to find other means for supporting myself, then I will. But I'll be fucking damned if not gonna be here for GTA 6. I'll figure it out one way or another. It's like, I haven't really been uploading as much as I have because A, I don't really have like a lot of great ideas. And ideas I've tried have kind of fallen flat, or are just simply not like, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like great. Like the second channel for that has been kind of nice because I still can get to make videos. I still upload, but it doesn't inherently like, I kind of like sort of kind of been trying to grow that, I suppose, as well. Because I don't really want to, like, upload videos on the main channel and then just, like, you know, being a bunch of BS, basically, right? What are you doing? Oh, bro, just get in. What are you... Get in the fucking helicopter today, please. Thanks. Good God. What? Don't... Alright, you know what? That's enough GTA Online for today.